Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the GamesDoneQuick Hotfix. We are working with the Washington Metropolitan Gamer Symphony Orchestra today, showcasing some of their runners and some of their music. And for our final game for today, we are going to be doing DDR and a violin showcase. We have CTL 17. I will, let them take it away whenever they're ready.
All right. Well, yeah, as they said, I'm CTL, or Chris, and I go by CTL because Chris is too common of a name most of the time. And I'll give you two guesses in what instrument I play in this ensemble. You may have seen me, do this exact thing at cons, like at MagFest, 2 MagFests ago. You might have seen me like on a tweet doing this exact same thing. And, I really like to thank WM, GSO, and GDQ for, letting me showcase this on such a big stage. But, so I'm going to play for you a set of songs here, and so I will count us down. Ready? 3, 2, 1. All right, so that was Bad Apple. Everybody, a lot of people knows this song from that video a while ago. But so you may be wondering, how do I start practicing these things? So the first thing I need to do is, of course, find a song suitable to play on the violin. So usually that's like, a song that has a melody. So probably not something that's like very heavy EDM. And so a lot of times. So of course, I need to learn on the violin. And so what I do is I first try to just play it by ear and just play it on the violin by ear. And sometimes that's pretty easy, right? So in Bad Apple, there's pretty much only 3 things to learn, and I just repeat it, 4 or 8 times. However, there are many times where I can't really figure that out, so I have to transcribe that onto sheet music. And a lot of those times, so the next one I'm going to be playing is Blind Justice. And Blind Justice, let's see, starts off in 6 flats, then goes to 4 sharps, then goes to 2 sharps, then 5 sharps, and like, who would use these key signatures like this? And But then, like, you know, even after I practice it on violin, so I have to memorize it on violin first, and then I have to, and then I can start, and I have to make sure I can play it on DDR, of course. And then I start practicing together. Now, the good thing about having Stepmania is that you can slow down the song, so, you know, I don't have to play it at full speed all the time. And a lot of songs are easier or harder depending on, you know, how well the song syncs to the steps. So, like in Bad Apple, they're in sync most of the time. There's just a couple of like triplet with on twos that I just have to keep track of. But enough of me talking. So now I'm going to play our next song. Alright, so at this point, if you've played or watched other people play dance games, you may notice that I'm reading really slow. Like, I read on 1x. So there's actually a couple of reasons I read really slow. So if you remember at the very end, I had a pattern that kind of threw me across the pads like this. So usually when people are holding onto the bar and you're reading really fast, so what happens when you read really fast is you don't get to see ahead too much. So you first see this part and then you realize, oh, you have to make it all the way to the other side of the pad. But when you're holding the bar, that's okay. You can just yoink yourself over. If you're not holding the bar, what ends up happening is, you know, people are about in this position when they see that they have to yoink themselves over to the other pad. And so what ends up happening is they start stepping here, realize they're like leaning back and have to use their arms to really catch their balance. However, if I read really slow and I can plan ahead a lot, I can start leaning forward like many seconds before it's even happening. And so I can use that to keep my center of mass in control. So when you watch people play doubles, you can tell what kind of player they are based on where their arms are. Some people are very arms up, and some people are very arms to the side. And this is really important when I play violin because, you know, I have to keep contact with my bow and the instrument, and I cannot make any sort of sudden movements like that. So I need to read really slow to plan ahead. And this is really important when you play like co-op charts, like in Pump or in Stepmaniacs, Because, you know, there are a lot of times when I see people just like, you know, about to cross the pad, but they don't realize until too late, and that's when they start colliding or hitting their teammate with their arms and stuff. So and of course, the other thing is, you know, I'm a musician, right? You know, I don't know if anybody looks at the conductor during an orchestra, but, you know, the conductor's job is not going to tell me the rhythm of every single note there. You know, at best, I'm just going to get, like, you know, on the beat. So if I see a group of 16th notes, you know, I know it sounds like 1E at the 2. You know, even in DDR, I know it sounds like 1E at the 2, and I don't really need the spacing to help me with timing. But and then the other question is, how do you read arrows that are so close together? Well, in violin repertoire, we tend to have to, you know, read things like this, right? So, you know, if you can read an entire page of just, you know, ink like that, reading tight arrows is not a problem at all. And so, enough of me talking about reading slow. Time to go on to our next song. Alright, so before I play my fourth song, which was pretty much the inspiration of why I wanted to do this, period. So there's some YouTubers called Two Set Violin. They are classically trained violinists who decided to go to make content for comedy. And one of the things they do is called the Ling Ling Challenge, where they play a concerto under some like constraint. So sometimes it's just like, you know, play a passage of a concerto using only one finger. And the one they probably showcased the most is, you know, play something while hula hooping. And so I thought, you know, what's in DDR that's classical that I could do this to? And like, yeah, there is one. It's Vivaldi's Winter. So around like 5 years ago or something, that's when I started like learning how to do this together. And so Vivaldi's Winter has always been, you know, the final showcase for me. And so, you know, I just went to Two Set's show like a couple of weeks ago, but I unfortunately didn't get a chance to like, you know, show them this. And, you know, my past attempts to show Two Set hasn't really worked out. I think it's just because they don't really use the same types of social media that I try that the other times when I went up viral. Like I don't think they didn't really use Twitter back in the day, so they didn't really see it. But yeah, you know, like my eventual goal is to have TwoSet, you know, do this too. You know, I think that's something that they should really do, you know, and really show that, you know, show their inner linglings. All right, here's Vivaldi's Winter. I'm so glad I got the full combo on this showcase. But alright, so before I close the show, there's always one song in video game music that is probably the most memed video game track. So, for the final song, time will be at the score screen at the end of this. Don't try this at home. Okay, well, some final words before I give it back to GDQ. Like, I know I'm not the only one capable of doing this. And if any of you watching want to try playing like a co-op or teams chart and like play a duet, then just let me know. All right. Thanks everyone for watching. I hope that was a great closer for y'all.
I want to say a huge shout out for you. That was an incredible showcase. That was phenomenal. I still can't believe that this is possible. So thank you so much for showcasing that. That was amazing. Just as a reminder to everybody, this was us working with the Washington Metropolitan Gamers Symphony Orchestra to, showcase some of their runs, their runners, and their music. This is all of the runs we have for today. We do have one final performance by them. Just as a reminder, if you want to donate to their second studio album, Crystals in Time, you can go to givebutter.com/WMGSO album 2. It'll be in the chat in just a moment. Also, if you're over on YouTube, it'll be in the description. You can also find their music on YouTube and various other streaming sites. For more information about their music, including upcoming concerts, or to follow them on social media, you can check out WMGSO.org. And to close off the night, or this show rather, we are going to finish off with a performance by the WMGSO of Black Knight. Then we will have another show afterwards. So enjoy the music, and we will see you in a little bit for what's on next.